Tosses, you don't throw it out.
Solid. Oh my, what a...
Call me a giant or call me a 49er. Call me a warrior, cause I follow a code of honor.
What is up, guys? It's your boy FightNightsFinest, the Sophie commentator, back with another Fight Night Champion online match. Somebody requested some ranked gameplay, so here it is as well. This is for my boy Sakuraba 1982, aka Sackmeister 1982, Sackmeister, whatever you decide to go by, for reaching 500 subscribers. Congratulations to you, man. You truly do deserve it, and it's amazing how quick and how responsive your subscribers were for you to get to 500 subs after remaking your channel from 1,000 change. So with that being said, here's some of your favorite boxer gameplay for you, and as well as some head-to-head for the guy who requested it in the comment section of my last video. So in this gameplay, we got Glassjaw Lewis going up against Evander straight right hand Holyfield. And the crazy thing about this video, besides the editing fail, was that I try to fight at a slow, methodical pace. You know, use the jab, pick my shots nice and slow, you know, pick them apart slowly, you know, come on the inside, stay on the outside with the jab, come on the inside with hooks and uppercuts, and land my shots, and, you know, have a nice solid fight to go 10 rounds. Make it nice and slow, take the pace easy going, as if, you know, we're just chilling on vacation. But no, this dude came in there just abusing the straight right hand. I think he threw like 130 something straight right hands, and like out of 200 and change, or whatever the case may have been. His next punch to that was like a jab, which was like 40 punches, and then he had like hooks at 20 and uppercuts at 20. But for the most part, he was just abusing that straight right hand, as you see there. So he threw 3 in a row. So technically, this could possibly be another episode of Spammers on Blast. But as you could saw there, that chin that's in question, that chin that is so suspect, as Lennox Lewis showed itself with that bell ringer state that I got knocked into in about the last 30 seconds of that round. So it's clear that Holyfield can hurt me. Now, when you use Holyfield up against a lot of other boxers, it's nearly impossible to get knockdowns early. You got to do it way later into the fight. But here I decided to get aggressive, but still doing it at a slow pace, and he's just hitting me with straight right hands consecutively. Even though I'm trying to throw back, I can't compete with that power, and he ends up putting me down. And there goes the glass jaw of Lennox Lewis. It was claimed to be a flash knockdown, but you know, I don't have my health up on in this fight, so I didn't know how many punches I really took and how much damage each punch was doing. But that doesn't truly affect me. I mean, you can tell when you was going to go down in a fight, and I was just too aggressive and I wasn't moving fast enough. So it's like every time I got knocked down, something triggered in me that said, you know what, screw this guy, it's time to turn up the heat, it's time to turn up the pressure. And how do you do that? With combinations. You simply throw more than one punch, and you back your punches up with some heat behind it. You know, throw a few power punches in there now and again. Put them together, 1 2 3 1 1 1 2. You know, just add those combinations and put them together, and you should be good. And look at the jab here. Look at the pressure that jab brings as it sets up the first knockdown of the fight for me. End up revenging that knockdown that I suffered earlier and get cold clocked by my right hook, buddy. So we put the straight spammer down onto the canvas for the first time. So it's tied up in knockdown. So this round is up for grabs now. It's about who can execute better. And considering the fact that my knockdown was way more impressive, even though he had the power shots that were landing, and I decided to stay aggressive. And even though I wanted to kind of use the outside and box more than less than using the outside, kind of really wanted to box with him and just control the pace of the fight. I ended up having to kick it up a notch, and the reason I wanted to move at a slow, methodical pace is because Lewis' stamina isn't that good. So we got hit with that counter left hook at the end of that round, and we move on to round 3. So that round was clearly up for grabs. That's one that anybody could get. I thought I clearly won the first round, and he starts to round off on a good note with that counter right hand and applying pressure. He gets another counter backstep straight, and there he goes down onto the canvas for the second time. And part of the reason is I was too aggressive. I can't really blame the chin of Lennox Lewis as much as I want to, because I like to fight aggressively, even though I know how to counter punch and I know how to fight on the outside. I'm a person who likes to get on the inside and do some damage, you know, bang away at the body, get inside, go to the body, get inside the kitchen, you know, that's what I'm about. You know, I will brawl with anybody. I will try to still do it defensively, you know, wait for you to finish your combinations and then I'll come in with my punches. But for the most part, that's how I like to fight. I like to be aggressive, and with a questionable chin, it can't work. It's like Amari Khan whenever he tries to box, tries to brawl instead of box, the dude gets destroyed. So that's how I kind of felt with Lewis in here. But you see the counter straight right hand that we get there. And like I said, every time I got knocked down, something triggered just to go berserk. And you see the combinations and how we put the punches together. And somebody please teach that man some defense. We end up putting him down onto the canvas for the second time after being knocked down twice earlier. So we're trading knockdowns at this point. He gets one, I get one. He gets one, I get one. And if you notice, all I have to do is just stay aggressive for the most part. And I honestly don't think that he can compete with me. With the reach advantage to Lewis, I didn't really feel it in this fight. I believe Holyfield has a 78-inch reach and Lewis had a 85-inch reach. And for some reason, even on the tip end of my range, it's like my punches just would not land. So I had to get closer to him in order to land punches. So for some reason, I just felt like that reach advantage wasn't there even though I was coming forward. I gave up my height and tried to use my reach, and it probably wasn't the best strategical strategy on my part, not my point. So we're coming down to the last 10 seconds of the fight here, and you can see he was just throwing that same punch over and over again, and we expected it, so we countered him with a straight right hand and clock him onto the canvas for the third time. So that's 3 knockdowns. After being knocked down twice and trading knockdowns, now I'm starting to take the momentum and it's starting to jump over to my side of the fence because I have the knockdown advantage. And I got 2 in 1 round instead of him getting 1 and then I get 1 to him get 1. So we're into the 4th round, and as you can see, the judges agree with me. I'm the better fighter and I'm in more control because I'm throwing more punches and I'm landing more stuff. So that's always good for whenever you're trying to fight and you're trading knockdowns with your opponent. So in the 4th round here, we're looking to keep the pace up and keep things aggressive because we know we can catch him with a knockdown. We know we can catch him and hurt him. Even though Holyfield has that warrior's chin and he can take a bunch of shots, I will say this: Lennox Lewis has some power in his right hand, and those jabs can work well for you. And with a person with lackadaisical defense, Lewis can be a threat if you're not getting hit too much. The thing and the adjustment that I'll make next time if I was fighting in this fight is I'll definitely not be the pressure fighter. I want to give up my height and I will just continue to use my jabs on the outside like I was trying to do in round 1. And it worked well until I decided to come forward. So you get a nice counter right uppercut there. And you can see now he's just spamming punches, like he's just trying to get any power shots off that he can because he knows Lewis can be knocked down by any power shot that's pretty much thrown at him because of how bad his chin is. So right now we feel we got him hurt, so we try to use the push right there to see if he can't get a knockdown. And he's just spamming those uppercuts and hooks. Everything with him is just a power shot. And when you do that, you leave yourself open for big shots to come in. And with that being said, look what happens here in a few seconds. He's still moving backwards. Maybe it wasn't in this round, I don't know. But 30 seconds into the round here, and we back him down into the corner. We're applying the pressure. You see the combinations: downstairs, upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, with high and low combos. And oh, look at his right hook. Just completely demolished him with a power right hook to the head. And we end up getting the 1 PKO for a fight that we was clearly going to win. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is your boy FightNightsFinest, the Sofa Commentator, and I'm off this. Peace.